Now, the Western Cape High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay, has heard how Kelly Smith allegedly sold her daughter Joshlin to a sangoma. A former accused in this kidnapping and trafficking case, Lourentia Lombard, continued with her evidence today. The case has been adjourned until Monday. She is a key figure in this trial after accused Steveno van Rhyn placed her at the house the day Joshlin Smith disappeared. Let's check in with Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi. She's been tracking the story quite closely. Good afternoon, Nasiphi. In fact, you've been in court for these proceedings and really quite detailed and damning evidence presented to the court by Lourentia Lombard about the 19th of February and what happened on the day that Joshlin Smith disappeared.
Very chilling testimony that we heard this morning, Michelle, from the state's key and star witness, Lourentia Lombard. If you remember, she formed part of the 4 accused that was arrested last year for the disappearance of Joshlin, facing human trafficking, including kidnapping charges. She stood alongside Kelly Smith, the mother, the boyfriend Jacqueline Apollos, including Steveno van Rhyn. However, she turned state witness when the state withdrew charges against her. And just chilling testimony, Michelle, that we heard from Lombard this morning, where she detailed how Joshlin Smith, 6 at the time when she disappeared, was sold for 20,000 rand, allegedly to, or rather we heard that it was to a sangoma. She started a testimony on Sunday, the 18th of February, a very important day because that is when we understand monies were exchanged between a woman who emerged from a white polo vehicle who had a chat with the mother of Joshlin. She understands, or rather Lombard understands, that monies were then exchanged that particular Sunday. But before that meeting with the woman who emerged from that white polo vehicle, we understand that there was a conversation between Kelly Smith and Lourentia Lombard, who confessed to her that she had made a blunder, or rather she needed the money because she was in financial difficulties, and the only solution or way out of that tough financial situation that she found herself in was to sell Joshlin. We then heard from Lourentia Lombard following that confession what then happened, which is the meeting with this woman in a white vehicle. She described her as somebody that was in a white, had white dots rather on her face, including wearing a green attire. And the following day, the 19th of February, this is now the day we know that Joshlin disappeared, was also another day that that white vehicle, the same white vehicle, arrived around 2 o'clock that afternoon. Kelly left her home in Middle Post hand in hand with Joshlin, and she was carrying a black cooler box, where we now know, according to Lombard, that Kelly had packed a pants and a t-shirt, including underwear, for Joshlin in this particular cooler bag. At 2 o'clock, they left for the white polo vehicle, again greeted by this woman, unknown woman, who Lourentia described as a short black woman in a green attire with dots on her face. They left in this vehicle towards the direction where one exits at Deasville, where we now know that is the greater community of Saldanha Bay, where Middle Post is found.
And there were several mentions by Lourentia Lombard, Nasiphi, of her use of drugs on the day that Joshlin Smith disappeared. And I just wonder, how the court will be hearing this evidence in a context where she talks about taking took a number of times on that particular day.
That was also an admission by the 3 accused last week in their plea explanations following them pleading not guilty. They highlighted on numerous occasions how that day, the 19th of February, the day Joshlin disappeared, how it was a drug-fueled day, talking about the fact that they had started smoking early that morning. And we understand that Kelly also arrived back, according to a plea explanation, around 1 o'clock o'clock, and on her way home from work during her lunch break, she had bought a bag of tik after borrowing money from her employer. So it was a day that they are saying that they smoked a lot of drugs. I mean, we heard from Lombard this morning where she admitted that there are some instances where she does not remember, and she'll tell the court this, that she does not remember the exact time because, quote, according to her, that she had smoked a lot on that particular day.
It'd be interesting to get a sense of how the court is hearing that kind of evidence. But yeah, the case postponed, or not postponed, just adjourned until Monday morning. Nasiphi, thanks very much indeed for that update.